Rhodiola Rosea compared to popular nootropics benefits, risks, and results. What's up, biohackers and brain optimization enthusiasts? Today, we're diving into one of the most requested comparisons. How does Rhodiola Rosea, this ancient golden root adaptogen, actually stack up against the popular nootropics everyone's talking about? We're going head-to-head with Modafinil, L-theanine, racetams, lion's mane, and more. But here's what makes this different from other comparison videos. We're not just listing benefits. We're looking at actual research, discussing real limitations, and giving you the honest truth about what works, what doesn't, and why individual responses vary so dramatically. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which cognitive enhancer might be the best fit for your specific goals, budget, and risk tolerance. So let's get started. Important note: this video is for educational purposes only and not medical advice. Always consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement regimen, especially if you have health conditions or take medications. Rhodiola Rosea, the basics. First, let's establish our baseline. Rhodiola Rosea is what we call an adaptogen, a natural compound that theoretically helps your body adapt to various stressors. The key active compounds are rosavins and salidroside, and they work primarily by modulating your hypothalamic pituitarial axis. The research shows rhodiola can reduce mental fatigue, improve stress resistance, and enhance cognitive performance under stressful conditions. A 2012 study found that 400 milligrams daily for 4 weeks significantly reduced fatigue and improved attention in stressed adults. Another study showed improved cognitive performance in night shift workers. But here's the critical point. Rhodiola isn't a stimulant in the traditional sense. It doesn't give you that immediate caffeine-like buzz. Instead, it appears to work by optimizing your stress response system over time. Standard dosing ranges from 200 to 600 milligrams daily, typically taken on an empty stomach in the morning. The effects are usually subtle and build over weeks rather than hours. Versus Modafinil, natural versus pharmaceutical. Now let's compare this to Modafinil, probably the most well-known pharmaceutical nootropic. This is really comparing a natural adaptogen to a prescription eugeroic, a wakefulness-promoting agent. Mechanism differences. Modafinil works by blocking dopamine reuptake and affecting histamine and orexin systems. It's much more direct and potent. Rhodiola works through stress hormone modulation and is far gentler. Effectiveness. For pure cognitive enhancement and wakefulness, Modafinil wins hands down. Users report laser-like focus, extended wakefulness without jitters, and significant cognitive improvements. Rhodiola's effects are more subtle. Think enhanced resilience rather than superhuman focus. Safety profile. This is where things get interesting. Modafinil, while generally well tolerated, can cause headaches, nausea, anxiety, and sleep disruption. There are also rare but serious skin reactions. It's also a controlled substance in most countries. Rhodiola's side effect profile is much cleaner. Some people report mild jitteriness or insomnia if taken too late in the day, but serious adverse effects are rare. The verdict: if you need immediate, powerful cognitive enhancement and can access it legally, Modafinil is more effective. If you want sustainable, long-term stress resilience with minimal risk, Rhodiola takes the win. Versus L-theanine, energy versus calm. This comparison is fascinating because these compounds work in almost opposite directions. L-theanine, found naturally in tea, promotes relaxation without sedation by increasing alpha brainwaves and modulating GABA activity. While rhodiola tends to be energizing and helps you handle stress through increased resilience, L-theanine makes you feel calm and focused by directly reducing anxiety and promoting relaxed alertness. Stacking potential. Here's where it gets really interesting. Many people successfully combine these two. The theory is that rhodiola provides the energy and stress resistance while L-theanine smooths out any potential anxiety or overstimulation. In practice, L-theanine works within 30 to 60 minutes and is perfect for immediate anxiety, relief, or improving focus during stressful tasks. Rhodiola is more about building your overall capacity to handle stress over time. Who wins? This depends entirely on your needs. Need to calm down for a presentation? L-theanine. Want to build long-term resilience to daily stressors? Rhodiola. Want both? Stack them versus racetams. Traditional versus synthetic. The racetams, pyracetam, oxiracetam, unaracetam, represent synthetic nootropics that work by modulating AMPA receptors and affecting acetylcholine activity. This is traditional herb versus modern chemistry. Here's the thing about racetams. The research is mixed. While some studies show cognitive improvements, many others show minimal effects in healthy individuals. The evidence for rhodiola, while not extensive, is actually more consistent for stress-related cognitive improvement. Racetams generally have clean side effect profiles, but some users report headaches, which is why they're often stacked with choline sources. Rhodiola rarely causes headaches, but can cause mild overstimulation. User experience. Racetam users often report enhanced memory formation, clearer thinking, and improved learning. Rhodiola users report better stress tolerance, reduced mental fatigue, and more consistent energy levels. The reality check. Both have passionate advocates, but neither produces dramatic, immediate changes for most people. The effects are subtle and highly individual. Versus lion's mane, adaptation versus growth. Lion's mane mushroom works through a completely different mechanism. It contains compounds called haracinones and arenachins that can cross the blood-brain barrier and stimulate nerve growth factor production. This is adaptation versus neurogenesis. Rhodiola helps you handle stress better with your current brain hardware. Lion's mane potentially helps grow new neural connections over time. The timelines are different too. Some people notice rhodiola's effects within days to weeks. Lion's mane is more of a long-term investment. Studies typically show effects after 8 to 16 weeks of consistent use. Research status. Lion's mane has some compelling preliminary research, including a small human study showing cognitive improvements in elderly adults with mild cognitive impairment. Rhodiola has more human studies but focus specifically on stress and fatigue. Practical consideration. Lion's mane is generally more expensive and requires longer commitment to see results. Rhodiola is more affordable and effects can be noticed sooner. Safety and side effect comparison. Let's talk safety because this is crucial. Here's how they rank from safest to most concerning. Safest tier: L-theanine and lion's mane. These have excellent safety profiles with minimal reported adverse effects. Middle tier: Rhodiola. Generally very safe, but some people experience overstimulation, especially if taken late in the day or in high doses. There are also some potential drug interactions to be aware of. Higher risk tier: racetams and especially modafinil. Racetams can cause headaches and may interact with other medications. Modafinil has more serious potential side effects and drug interactions. Special considerations: rhodiola may interact with diabetes medications and blood pressure medications. Modafinil can interact with hormonal contraceptives and other medications. Always consult healthcare providers, especially if you have existing health conditions. Pregnancy and breastfeeding. None of these should be used during pregnancy or breastfeeding without medical supervision. Cost-effectiveness analysis. Let's talk money because supplement costs add up quickly. Most affordable: L-theanine and rhodiola. You can get quality versions for $15 to $25 per month. Mid-range racetams typically cost $20 to $40 per month depending on the specific compound and dosing. Most expensive: lion's mane and modafinil. Quality lion's mane extracts run $30 to $60 monthly. Modafinil, if obtained through prescription, varies widely based on insurance, but can be quite expensive. Value consideration. The cheapest option isn't always the best value. You need to factor in effectiveness for your specific needs. A more expensive supplement that actually works for you is better value than a cheap one that does nothing. Quality matters, especially with rhodiola and lion's mane. Extraction methods and standardization vary dramatically between brands. Cheaper products often have minimal active compounds. Who should choose what? Let me break this down by use case. Choose rhodiola if you're dealing with chronic stress or burnout. You want natural, sustainable energy without stimulants. You prefer gradual, subtle improvements. You want something with a good safety profile. Budget is a consideration. Choose L-theanine if you struggle with anxiety or racing thoughts. You want immediate, noticeable relaxation. You drink coffee and want to smooth out the jitters. You need help with stress-induced insomnia. Choose lion's mane if you're focused on long-term brain health. You're willing to invest in gradual improvements. You're interested in potential neuroprotective effects. Budget isn't a primary concern. Choose modafinil if you need powerful, immediate cognitive enhancement. You can access it legally through prescription. You're willing to accept higher risk for higher reward. You don't respond well to natural alternatives. The rhodiola provides resilience and energy, while L-theanine keeps you calm and focused. Void everything if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. You have serious medical conditions without medical supervision. You're looking for dramatic, instant results. You're not willing to be consistent with supplementation, final verdict, and recommendations. Here's my honest take after reviewing the research and considering real-world user experiences. For most people looking to optimize cognitive performance and stress resilience, Rhodiola offers the best balance of effectiveness, safety, and cost. It's not the most powerful option, but it's sustainable and has a solid evidence base for its primary claims. Stacking suggestions. If you want to experiment with combinations, Rhodiola plus L-theanine is a great starting point. The Rhodiola provides resilience and energy, while L-theanine keeps you calm and focused. Important disclaimers. But remember, individual responses vary enormously. What works amazingly for your friend might do nothing for you. Genetics, lifestyle, stress levels, and even gut health all influence how you respond to these compounds. My recommendations: 1. Start with one compound and give it at least 4 to 6 weeks. 2. Keep a simple log of how you feel. 3. Don't expect miracles. Look for subtle improvements. 4. Quality matters more than price. 5. Always prioritize basics: sleep, nutrition, exercise, before adding supplements. What's been your experience with these nootropics? Have you tried Rhodiola? And how did it compare to other cognitive enhancers you've used? Drop your experiences in the comments. Both successes and failures help everyone learn. If this comparison was helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based content on biohacking and cognitive optimization. And remember, the best nootropic is the one that actually works for you, consistently, with minimal risk. Sometimes that's an ancient root, sometimes it's a modern pharmaceutical, and sometimes it's just getting better sleep. Until next time, keep optimizing responsibly.